We all know the volatility surrounding the job. We're approaching American Thanksgiving, as you just referenced. Would you strongly consider a job offer right now if it made sense for you and your family, Barry?
I would if it made sense. I'd be quite honest with the team.
Hmm.
Ideally, probably for me, um, I'm probably after January, but the right situation, yeah. I'm refreshed. I'm all that. There's still some things on my plate I have to get done. I have a special needs son who we need to get him situated a little bit better. It hasn't been a great 4 or 5 months here for him, and so we want to get him situated. But we're getting pretty close to that point where I feel comfortable if the right thing came around that would be something I would consider for sure. So, but the break's been good. I get to look at it from a different perspective. I was telling someone the other day, I went to David Poyle's 3,000th game. I was invited by him, and we had some of the original parts from 1997 come and return, and it was really surreal. Me being in a rink with the season going on, and I'm watching it from a suite type of thing. So that was a little bit awkward or surreal, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I'm in a good place myself. Mentally and physically, I'm doing good and pretty relaxed right now.
Yeah, I love that. And that's the most important part. And I was going to say, like, you strike me as a very hungry and motivated person. I think the unique aspect of all of this is you've never taken a job in season, right? And with that, what
Yeah.
do you think the pros and cons of something like that would be? Like, do you even think about what's happened in recent memory with guys like Craig Berube and Mike Sullivan and said, you know what? That Stanley Cup could be closer than I think.
Yeah, no, you think about those things a little bit. I think when a team, there's certain teams, all depends on the room and the situation. I can't talk for every city, but I do know from experience and watching and talking to other coaches that sometimes teams sit back and they feel like there's going to be a change happening. They're expecting a change, and when the change happens, it's a little bit of a kick in the pants, if you will. That you didn't get the job done. A coach is there to direct and motivate and hold people accountable, put the structure in, foundationally to put that in. But to me, it's getting the players to. You always hear coaches talk about buy-in, and the buy-in is are you ready and willing to commit to win? And there's two types of players for me. There's businessmen and there's players, and the difference between a businessman and a player. And I'll take a NFL sort of situation. A receiver going through the middle, the ball's thrown a little bit high, and those hands don't always get up there. They get a little bit nervous, and those hands come down a little quick. Player gets those hands up, catches the ball, and makes the play. And that's the difference between businessmen and players, that commitment level. And you see around the league, there's high commitment level on teams that have got off to great starts. I ended up watching the Boston Bruins the other night, and their commitment level and their swagger and all that is extremely high, and it's carryover from their start. Their carryover was from the knowing that they were going to have a lot of people out, and obviously it changed with Bruce, who was there a long time, and they didn't know Jimmy, so they're all trying to impress Jimmy, and they got the message across, and they've got off to a great start. So it's huge when you get the buy-in and the commitment, and you might need an event. I know the year we won the cup. We had a couple losses. We won the President's Trophy. Couldn't get by Pittsburgh. They go on and win 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
I sort of let the team heal, for lack of a better way to explain it. I let them try to fight through it a little bit, the pain of losing it. Are we ever going to win and all that? And it was about game 20, and I remember where I felt it was time where enough is enough, no excuses, all that. And it was in Colorado, and I touched a few things that were right on the edge. And I said to the my coaching staff, I know we're playing Minnesota when we're coming back. I says I'm going to find out if they're going to buy in, or if they're gonna jump out, jump off the wagon here. And when they jump off the wagon means that probably I'm gone, type of thing, And
Yeah.
because sometimes the coach has to go to the edge. He has to say things that are harsh, and as long as the players know it's not vindictive, that it's the truth and it's honest, and you don't hold it against them. You just trying to show them the way, then they buy in. And we played Minnesota, and we had a terrific game. And I said, now we're rolling. And sometimes you need to have that event, or that, that type of honest, break it down right to the core meeting, where everybody gets touched up a little bit. Even the coach himself gets touched up, and he touches them. He understands he's part of that too. And usually, if the buy-in's there, the answer's in the room. It always is. The easy way is to yell, "Fire the coach! Fire the coach!" Well, what do you think New Jersey fans would be saying now if they fired Lindy after second game or first game of the year, whatever that was? I mean, he's got them. That event probably helped their team. It really did. It bonded their team. I haven't talked to Lindy, but I'm sure it has. The players said that's on us. We got to get this done, and they're fun to watch, and they're winning.